Good morning, my dear students. Today we are continuing with our DP Chapter 3 Constitutional Design. Students, in our previous lecture, we were studied about the Constituent Assembly and the guiding values of the Indian Constitution. Now, today I will explain you about the philosophy of the Constitution and the institutional design. Now, students, philosophy of the Constitution. Values that inspired and guided the freedom struggle and were in turn nurtured by it form the foundation for Indians' democracy. These values are embedded in the preamble of Indian Constitution. They guided all the articles of Indian Constitution. Now, preamble of Indian Constitution. The Constitution begins with a short statement of its basic values. This is called the preamble to the Constitution. It contains the philosophy on which our Constitution has been built. It provides a standard to examine and evaluate any law and action of the government to find out whether it is good or bad. It is the soul of the Indian Constitution. Now, some significance and importance of preamble. The preamble is like an introduction or preface of a book. As an introduction, is it not a part of the contents, but it explains the purpose and objectives with which the document has been written. As such, the preamble provides the guidelines of the Constitution. The preamble in brief explains the objectives of the Constitution in two ways. First, about the structure of the governance. Second, about the ideals to be achieved in independent India. The preamble is considered the key of the Constitution. Now, the preamble of the Constitution reads like a poem on democracy. It contains the philosophy on which entire Constitution has been built. It provides a standard to examine and evaluate any law and action of government to find out whether it is good or bad. It is the soul of Indian Constitution. Now, values of the Constitution in India. We, the people of India. The Constitution has been drawn up and enacted by the people through their representatives and not handed down to them by a king or any outside power. Sovereign. People have supreme right to make decision or internal as well as external matters. No external power can dictate the government of India. Socialist. Wealth is generated socially and should be shared equally by society. Government should regulate the ownership of land and industry to reduce socio-economic inequalities. Secular. The citizens have complete freedom to follow any religion, but there is no official religion. Government treats all religious beliefs and practices with equal respect. Democratic, a form of government where people enjoy equal political rights, elect their rulers, and hold them accountable. The government is run according to some basic rules. Republic, the head of the state is an elected person and no hereditary position. Justice, citizens cannot be discriminated on the ground of caste, religion, and gender. Social inequalities have to be reduced. Government should work for the welfare of all, especially all the disadvantaged groups. Liberty. There are no unreasonable restrictions on the citizens in what they think, how they wish to express their thoughts, and the way they wish to follow up their thoughts in action. Equality. All are equal before the law. The traditional social inequalities have to be ended. The government should ensure equal opportunity to all. Fraternity. All of us should behave as if we are the same as if we are member of the same family. No one should treat a fellow citizen as inferior. Now, institutional design. A constitution is not merely a statement of values and philosophy. As we noted above, a constitution is mainly about embodying these values into institutional arrangements. Much of the document called Constitution of India is about these arrangements. It is a big, it is a very long and detailed document. Therefore, its need to be amended quite regularly to keep it updated. Those who crafted the Indian Constitution felt that it has to be in accordance with people's aspirations and changes in society. They did not see it as sacred, static, and unalterable law. So they made provisions to incorporate changes from time to time. These changes are called constitutional amendments. The Constitution describes the institutional arrangements in a very legal language. If you read the Constitution for the first time, it can be quite difficult to understand. Yet the basic institutional design is not very difficult to understand. Like any constitution, the Indian Constitution laid down the procedure for choosing person to govern the country. It defines who will have how much power to take which decisions, and it puts limits to what the government can do by providing some rights to the citizen that can be violated. The Constitution describes the institutional arrangements in a very legal language. If you read the Constitution for the first time, it can be quite difficult to understand. Like any constitution, the Indian Constitution laid down for choosing person to govern the country. It defines who will how much power to take decision and the limits to what the government can do or providing some rights to the citizen that cannot be violated. Now students, these all are the makers of the Indian Constitution. Baldev Singh, Jawaharlal Nehru, Kanhayalal Maniklal Munshi, Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar, Shyam Prasad Mukherjee, Rajendra Prasad, H.C. Mukherjee, Jaipal Singh, Abul Kalam Azad, Zaveer Vallabhbhai Patel. These all are the makers of our Indian Constitution. Thank you, students.